Hi everyone, Kelt here, bringing you my thoughts on the British royal family and Harry and Meghan. And today I'm going to be talking about the bravery of some of the royal family members in comparison to Harry's seemingly cowardly attitude towards his security. In the gilded corridors of Buckingham Palace and the open fields of royal engagements, the British monarchy has faced moments of peril with a stoic resolve that echoes through generations. Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, stands at a crossroads, his voice trembling with urgency as he fights for the security he believes is vital for his family's safety. His legal battles, splashed across headlines in 2025, reveal a man haunted by the spectre of danger. Fears fueled by threats from groups like Al-Qaeda, who called for his assassination after his military service in Afghanistan. Harry's memoir Spare lays bare his dread, a definitive need to protect his wife Meghan and their alleged children from a world he perceives as hostile. He speaks of a calculated effort to strip his security, seeing it as a lever to pull him back into the royal fold. His pleas, raw and personal, paint a picture of a prince who feels cornered, his every move shadowed by the ghosts of his mother Diana's fate and the relentless scrutiny of a global stage. Yet, his demands for state-funded protection, his reluctance to return to the UK without it, contrast sharply with the quiet bravery of his forebears, who faced danger not with lawsuits, but with an unflinching calm that defined their reign. Rewind to June the 13th, 1981. During the Trooping the Colour parade, a spectacle of pomp and tradition. Queen Elizabeth II, astride her beloved horse Burmese, rode down the Mall, her posture regal, her presence a symbol of continuity. Suddenly, 6 shots rang out. Blanks, as it later emerged, fired by 17-year-old Marcus Sargent. The crowd gasped, her horse startled, rearing in the chaos. Yet the Queen, then 55, did not falter. With a steady hand she calmed Burmese, her face betraying no panic. She patted the horse's neck, adjusted her reins, and continued the parade, her composure a silent rebuke to the would-be disruptor. Sargent, prosecuted under the Treason Act, faded into obscurity, but the Queen's courage became legend, a moment when she embodied the monarchy's unyielding strength. A year later, in 1982, danger crept closer. Michael Fagan, an unemployed painter grappling with personal turmoil, scaled Buckingham Palace's walls and slipped into the Queen's bedroom. There, in the dim light of dawn, he sat on her bed, a stranger in her most private sanctuary. Most would have screamed. But Elizabeth, then in her late 50s, remained serene. She engaged Fagan in a 10-minute conversation, her voice steady, her demeanour disarming. When he asked for a cigarette, she seized the moment to signal for help. A footman arrived, and Fagan was detained, but the Queen emerged unscathed. Her calm, a testament to the security training all royals undergo. She later recounted the incident to her footman, Paul Burrell, with a wry detachment, as if it were merely an odd footnote in her reign. She wasn't worried about her safety at all, Burrell recalled, marvelling at her poise. King Charles too has faced his own brushes with danger, each met with a composure that mirrors his mother's. In January 1994, during a speech in Sydney, Australia, 23-year-old David Kang fired 2 blank shots from a starting pistol, charging toward the then Prince of Wales. Security tackled Kang just feet from Charles, who stood mere metres away. The crowd froze, but Charles, then 45, barely flinched. He adjusted his cufflinks with a practised ease, a faint smile playing on his lips, and resumed his speech. Later, he quipped to aides about the poor aim of his would-be assailant, his humour diffusing the tension. The incident, meant to protest the treatment of Cambodian asylum seekers, became a footnote, overshadowed by Charles's unruffled demeanour, a king in waiting who refused to be rattled. It would be good, wouldn't it, if he regained some of this bravery now and removed the titles from Harry and Meghan. Perhaps no royal embodies this steely resolve more vividly than Princess Anne, Harry's aunt, whose bravery during a 1974 kidnap attempt remains a cornerstone of royal lore. On March the 20th, 1974, Anne, then 23, was returning to Buckingham Palace when Ian Bull, a disturbed loner, blocked her car on the Mall. Armed with a pistol, he shot her bodyguard, Jim Beaton, 3 times, wounded her driver, a policeman, and a journalist, and demanded Anne exit the vehicle for a £2 million ransom. So that was a real weapon, real bullets. And Anne's reaction? Her response was defiant. "Not bloody likely," she said, her voice cool and unwavering, cut through the chaos. As Bull grabbed her arm, her husband, Captain Mark Phillips, held her fast, a tug of war unfolding in the limousine. A passing boxer, Ronnie Russell, intervened, punching Bull and halting the attack. Anne, unscathed, later reflected on the ordeal with characteristic understatement, calling Bull a silly man. Beaton, awarded the George Cross, praised her calm, noting it kept the situation in control. The Queen, pinning a medal on Russell, thanked him not as a monarch, but as Anne's mother, her gratitude underscoring the personal weight of the moment. There is not just a video that I made on this subject to do with Anne's attempted kidnap, but I'll see if I can find the link and put it in the description of her interview that she made after this happened. She was amazing. These are not isolated tales. In 1981, during a tour of New Zealand, 17-year-old Christopher John Lewis fired a shot at Elizabeth II from a building overlooking her motorcade. The bullet missed and the incident was downplayed, but the Queen pressed on with her duties, her face a mask of resolve. In 1997, Charles narrowly escaped disaster during an avalanche in Klosters, Switzerland, which claimed the life of his friend, Hugh Lindsay. Charles, shaken but composed, helped organise the rescue, his focus unwavering. Even Princess Anne, beyond 1974, faced danger with grit, whether navigating public scrutiny or lesser-known threats during her extensive travels, her no-nonsense demeanour a constant. Harry's fears are not unfounded. His military service, his public profile, and the venom of social media amplify his risks. Court documents from 2025 reveal Al-Qaeda's explicit threats, and his lawyers argue his life is at stake. Yet, where his grandmother, father, and aunt met danger with a quiet fortitude, Harry's response, public battles, interviews, and a refusal to visit the UK without guaranteed protection, casts him as a figure apart. Queen Elizabeth, who deemed Harry's security imperative in a 2020 letter, faced a crossbow-wielding intruder at Windsor Castle in 2021 with the same calm that she showed Fagin, even though she was so much older. Charles, now king, navigates his reign amid health challenges and ongoing threats, yet maintains the public face of duty. Anne, always pragmatic, carries on with her work, her bravery a lived example rather than a headline. The monarchy's history is one of resilience, of facing down danger, not with demands, but with a steady gaze. Harry, driven by, in my opinion, brainwashing by his wife to do as he's told, sees injustice and fights to fix it. But his ancestors, from Elizabeth's steady hand on Burmese to Anne's defiant quip, met their trials with a courage that needed no courtroom to affirm. Their legacy, forged in moments of peril, speaks of a monarchy that endures not by demanding safety, but by standing tall when it falters. William is another one, who is the same as his father and his grandmother and his aunt. Catherine too. I believe that they will make an amazing king and queen. But this seemingly unrealistic demand of Harry only serves to emphasize the bravery and stoicism of his father, grandmother, and aunt. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. As you've noticed, I'm doing more in-depth and longer videos, having a little more time nowadays to do them, so I hope you enjoy them. If you haven't already, please subscribe and click like and hit the bell for alerts for more videos. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.